Hello my darlings, hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, my name is Jemmy Haya, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you for tuning into this video. Thank you for watching me, but please, if you're watching me and you're not subscribed, then you're doing something wrong. Please just take out time, I'm begging you, just take out time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the bell notification, which gives you notifications whenever I post something new. And yeah, that's about it. So today I'm pretty much, like you can tell already, I am super excited. I am just happy. Today I'll be giving you all the gist of my 1 year experience, my 1 year nysc experience. And if that is something you'll be interested in watching, I'm doing this course. My NYC camp experience was one of my most watched videos, so I knew you guys enjoyed it, so I just felt like I owe it to you to give you my whole 1 year NYC experience. So if that's something you'll be interested in watching, I want you guys to grab something, get comfortable, and let's get right into it. So first things first, I just want to thank everybody that has been watching me. I want to thank you for supporting this girl. I want to thank you for just keeping up with me, because recently, every day I wake up, I see growth on my channel. Like, I see my numbers rising. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it makes me so happy. It makes me want to sit down and talk to you guys. It makes me want to be more creative. It makes me feel like I'm being heard, like people are watching me, and you guys are probably enjoying it, because if you're not, my numbers wouldn't be going high. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the support. I do not take any of this for granted. So back to our topic for today. We're going to be talking about my 1 year NYC experience. So before I even say anything, I think my 1 year NYC experience was definitely the best time of my life. It was nothing short of adventurous. It was just amazing. It was unplanned. It was just God unveiling himself at every step of the way. So if you don't know already, I put out a video talking about my whole NYC camp experience. I stayed in camp for 21 days, and it was so fun that I did not want to leave camp. So if you've not watched that already, just hold up, just go back to that video before watching this, because you'll get a little more insight from that before watching this. So back to the video today. Finally, I'm so excited I'm doing this. I'm so grateful to God that I saw my 1 year experience, and I'm just happy. My 1 year experience started when I went to camp. If you don't know already, that's why I said you should watch the video. So I got to camp, spent 21 days in camp. Before I went to camp, I honestly did not have like a plan, an agenda, like, okay, this is where I want to serve, this is what I want to do. I did not have any of that plan. Me, I was just excited to start the NYC program. That's just what I was excited about. And I just told myself one thing, that if I'm going to be serving, I will definitely want somewhere that if you pay me so much, if you pay me above 30, 40, 50, I can come to work every day. But if you're not paying me, I still do not mind, but don't stress me. Allow me come to work whenever I want to come to work. So that was the only thing behind my PPA. That's all I had in mind when I was going to camp. I'm like, if you're not going to stress me, if you're not going to pay me, you don't stress me. But if you're paying me good enough, fine. So I didn't even bother about having somewhere in mind. But when I got to camp, I heard people talking about Nigerian port authorities. It was going around. I'm like, okay. So I got an offer to pick where I wanted to serve, and I said Nigerian port authorities. I left camp, and everybody was struggling with their PPA. They didn't like where they were posted to, blah blah blah. Me, I got posted where I wanted to be posted. And the thing about this is that after everything, I got to my PPA and I was rejected. It felt so sad. I remember that day I went with my friend Keziah. We went to hers first. She was accepted, and we went to mine. So I felt so sad in my head. I'm like, okay, this is the beginning. This is it. But in as much as I was curious, at the same time, I knew that I took something out of camp, which was that even if you do not have a PPA is place of primary assignment. That's where your you're going to get posted to after your 3 weeks in camp. If you don't have a PPA, you should at least attend your CDS, register with your local government, attend your CDS. CDS is once every week, which from my PPA, Nigerian Port Authorities, that got rejected, I was under Wuse local government. So I went to Wuse local government, registered, got my CDS. My CDS was drug free as of then. I can't remember. I don't know if it was a Thursday or Tuesday. I don't know what day, but I never attended CDS, to be honest, as in for that time, for that short period of time. Fast forward to when I stayed at home for a month. So I finished camp September. I was at home throughout October until beginning of November. I got an appointment with Military Pension Board. Military Pension Board I had no idea about until the very moment I went there for my interview. Like, I didn't even know it was just behind my house. I didn't know I was going to be paid that amount of money. I just tried my luck and it worked for me, and I felt like that was God doing his thing. Because if I was to go to Nigerian Port Authorities, they're definitely not paying me up to that, and it's in Gariki, or we'll say somewhere central area, and this place pays me quite a lot, and it's just behind my house. So it just felt like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. It felt so good, absolutely so good. I went in for my interview, I got my appointment with them, and I started work immediately. When I started working at Military Pension Board, I was being posted to complain, which is that's the office, complaint office. So the job that was assigned to me was, I was assigned to the call center. So all we do there, not all, but majorly what we do there is just take complaints of next of kings, because these are the people we dealt with, because it's a pension board. Take complaints through phone calls. So I was under the call center, so we take calls. If you have any complaint, you call the board. We're in charge of the call centers. We pick calls. We try to assist you resolve your problem. If it's something that is out of hand, we tell you to come. Like, that's what we did. Pick calls, try to see through these problems, then get solutions for the callers. Basically, that was what I did. I was enjoying it because my field was mass communication, so I absolutely enjoyed that phase. I was learning. I had not experienced anything like that. The call center, it was quite new, so I was learning and it was fun, to be honest. But fast forward to like 2-3 months later, one day I just walked into the office and I just heard that I have been changed, like they did in-house draft or something, and I'm meant to leave complaint and work directly under the Navy. So it's a pension board, it's Military Pension Board. It comprises of Army, Air Force, and Navy. So me now, I was assigned to Navy. See, the day they assigned me to that place, I cried. I won't even lie. Like, I cried because I already had a family that I was getting used to in the board, and it was a very good space. So when I got assigned to this new place, I felt so sad, but I didn't know. Like I said, everything was just unraveling. I didn't know that God had better plans for me. Apparently, where they posted me towards a bigger office, and people, when I was crying, everyone was like looking at me like, guy, you don't know how lucky you are. But me, I was just thinking of the friends I made. So that alone opened more opportunities. Moving to that office alone opened so many opportunities for me, and I am grateful for that. But when I moved to pension board, I had to change my CDS, so I had to relocate to Kubwa local government. I was under Wuse. I had to relocate to Kubwa, and I relocated to Kubwa. I got a new CDS, which was mass literacy. At first I was skeptical because my friend that I went with, she changed hers to Wednesday, so I wanted to be the same day with my friend. But when I got to work that day, I found out that my colleague that I was in the same office with, her CDS was also on Tuesday, the same CDS, mass literacy. And I just felt it was wise to just stick around, so that the days we're not in work, we know that we're not in work together. Not the one that today this one will be taking piles of files around because one is not around. I wanted us to not be around on the same day and around on the same day. So that's what made me stick around to that CDS. And luckily for me, luckily for me, God still unraveling things. Luckily for me, I got the best CDS ever. Ever. I don't know how to say it, but when I hear people talking about how their CDS officer is stressing them, how they have to come to CDS every day, or every week, the case was totally different from for me. It was very relaxing. I didn't have to go to CDS every week. I just went for CDS when I go for my clearance, which is my biometrics, which is compulsory, so I can get paid my 33K. My CDS officer was like the most understanding human ever. Like till the last day, she was still calling me to come and pick up my certificate. She's that kind of person. So I felt like, okay, God, I see you doing your things, and that alone to made nysc softer, a bit soft compared to people complaining. So when I see people complaining, I'm like, I can't even relate. Like, I can't relate. So fast forward to when I got comfortable in my new office, which was the Navy wing. I worked under the registry, which is like the secretariat of the Navy wing. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but so I started a business. I started business in my office. See, if you're an NYC person, I don't know, member, and you're posted to an organization, I just highly advise that you use that opportunity wisely. Use that space to learn, use it to earn, use it to the maximum, because after a year, I don't think most of the opportunities we get, like the truth is, most of the opportunities we get to serve, we don't even get opportunities like that again. I don't even know if I'm going to ever work in a place like the military pension board ever. So it just dawned on me that it's only right for me to earn. So I started a business. I started selling in that space. I was earning. It felt so good because I was earning from work. I was earning NYC. I was earning from my business. I was a baller. I was just living my life. Like, that's what I said. My NYC, my 1 year NYC experience was like the best 1 year. It was so sweet because I was able to afford the life I wanted. As of then, like, I could think of something and I will be able to buy it. Like, it's only if I don't want to. So it felt so good. I mean, coming from staying at home for 2 years with no earning, and it just felt so good to be able to earn and to be able to afford what she wanted to do. So what I did with my earnings was, no matter how little, every month I put my savings. Normally I save, no matter how, I'm not the saving type, but this NYC, I don't know the spirit that came on me, but I started saving, and I'm so glad I did. Looking back at it, I started saving. At the end of the month, I made sure I have a particular amount I send to my account at the end of every month from my general income. After I did that, I also made sure from the same income, I made sure I buy something I wanted. Like, every month I try to make sure I look back and I'm like, okay, I achieved this from this month's salary. So you know those things that you'll be saving and be like, oh, I want to get this, I want to get this, I want to get this. Like, there was this month I made sure I got my tripod and my mic. There was this month I made sure I got my ring lights. So every month I try to make sure I buy something reasonable for myself, something on my budget. So brings me to the fact that I started even writing down what I wanted to buy. So at the end of the month, I just look at these things I want to buy and look at what my money can afford, and I buy it. And I promise you, it felt so good. Then when there is now small change around the corner, lying around, that's when I think of spoiling myself. I just go take myself out, eat, do something fun, spend time with friends. So roughly, I think I had a balance with my earning and my savings. I was earning and I was saving, and at the same time I was living my absolute best life. Something I did during my 1 year experience was I started a course. My friend Jacinta introduced me to this group where they have core members. I think it's actually on a budget because you're a core member. So I registered. I did my project management course. I took 4 courses: project management, human resource management, customer care, and public speaking. So these 4 courses, if you're a core member, I think they come to camp, but me, I wasn't listening, so I don't know. It was my friend that put me on. So during my 1 year experience, I took a course successfully because I have my certificate with me. I took a course on project management and human resource, which I feel, looking back now, I feel so good. So this course was for 3 months and it was every Saturday. So after my whole stressful, at first I was thinking, how will I do it? How will I do it? How will I do it? I was so scared. Like, I was so scared of, like, because since I started working, I just put like Saturday as that day I rest. But I just spoiled myself to something. But when I really needed, I knew I really needed to take this course. I really needed to take the opportunity I had. I knew I was going to be out every Saturday. I was so scared at first. I was skeptical. I'm like, what if I don't have transport money to go because it's at Gariki? What if I have something, like, what if? But finally, I made up my mind. I started attending classes. I made new friends over there. And classes went on smooth. I wrote my exams online. I passed. And looking back at it now, it's just in the past. And I'm glad I made that decision. It was every Saturday. So I tried my possible best to attend. The thing is, if you can't attend physical classes, they're like online classes. But me, I'm not an online person. I can't focus. So I try my possible best to attend physical classes as much as possible. And I got my certificate at the end of the day. Something else I was really, 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 really extremely intentional about during my service here was making friends. I was very intentional about meeting people. I was very open to meeting people. I was very open to meeting new people. Like, it was very intentional. From the very first day I stepped my feet into NYC camp, I knew that I needed to leave my comfort zone. My comfort zone is usually go to a space, sit down, do what I have to do, and just get out. But I realized that my net worth is people. I need people to make money. I need people. So I was very, very intentional. From the very first day I stepped into camp, I was very intentional about meeting people. And like I said, I've been at home. I was at home for like 2 years before NYC. So, which made it very, very intentional. I tried to make new friends from my NYC camp. I made beautiful, amazing people. For that 3 weeks, it just felt like family. It felt like a different space. It just felt so new, so refreshing. Down to my PPA too, I was also very intentional about meeting people. I met the most beautiful. I think NYC is that time that you need to make friends, because you don't know who is going to be somewhere. You don't know who's going to be somewhere like in years from now. So I made beautiful people. I made beautiful relationship. I was intentional about meeting people, which I do not regret looking back at it. I don't know, but this 1 year, I don't know, I didn't want it to end. If I could change back the hands of time, I will not change anything. I think the only thing I'll change is the fact that I was nervous about certain things. I wish I could just tell myself that, God has plans for you, and everything is in control. Because nothing turned out as I planned, but it definitely turned out better than I expected, which I am grateful for. Last thing about my 1 year experience is my YouTube channel. So finally, I summoned up the courage during this 1 year to start up my YouTube channel. I just felt like it was the right time. I know I was going to work, but I was still trying to squeeze out time during the day to film videos, to make sure I'm super excited to start up my YouTube channel. You guys have no idea why, but it made me feel good. I am so glad. Looking back, I'm so glad. I'm seeing growth. I'm happy for you guys watching me. I'm happy to be seated, and you can sit in your convenience rooms, houses, and watch me. YouTube is something I've wanted for a very long time. Like, since my IT, I have wanted to start up a YouTube channel. Like, inside my heart, I felt it was for me. Inside my heart, I knew that I know that this YouTube thing is for me. I know that I can succeed. I know that it is my calling, but I did not have the courage. I did not summon up the courage to start. Like, every day I try, I'm always coming up with one excuse or the other. Oh, today my camera is this, tomorrow I don't have this, I don't have a tripod, I don't have this. like I just kept on coming up with excuses. And the truth about it is that now that I'm looking at things, I just realized I could tell myself that there's no perfect time to start these things. Once you want to do it, you should start. Because every day I look back at my videos and I see improvements. I watch my videos, I'm like, oh, I want to do this different. Oh, I want to do that different. And I also like the fact that my friends criticize me. I like when my friend just hits me up and like, oh, you should change this, or you should try this, or you should talk about this, or you should do this. I'm like, oh, you definitely have me at heart, and it makes me feel so good. So I'm super excited about my YouTube channel. That's something I cannot talk about my NYC experience without talking about starting up this page that I am talking to you right now. So yes, overall, my NYC experience was beyond my expectations. I'm so glad I'm done with it. I can't wait to see what the future holds for me, even though I'm still nervous. I'm trying my best not to put myself in that position where I'm trying to figure it all out at once. I'm also trying to believe that time is going to tell, time is going to get everything done for me. At the right time, is all going to happen. And yes, that is my 1 year NYC experience. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but if I do, I don't know, but this is all I can think of now. And I'm also trying to make this video as short as possible, just so you don't get bored. But I know you won't get bored with me, okay? But yeah, thank you so much if you got to this point of my video. Thank you for all the love, thank you for all the support, thank you for watching me. I appreciate it and do not take any of this for granted. So that brings me to the end of my 1 year NYC experience. I feel like doing a happy dance for you guys, but I'm seated. I feel so happy. You guys have no idea, because NYC is something I really wanted and it happened, and I'm so glad I could sit down today and have a very big smile on my face and talk about it. It can only be good. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.